Hey guys, it's been a long while since I've been out like that in the sun, and there's Princess. Princess is sleeping, and there's my little prince. He's also sleeping. Whoa! And the stroller is going downhill because I'm climbing it now. Yeah, today is like the first nice day where there is no cold wind. Yesterday was really gloomy and bad. Today is so nice, like spring day. I actually feel hot with the hat and with the neck warmer and my gloves, but the gloves I keep for the hands that split and bleed. So for the past 2 days, I've tried to spend extra time with the boys so that we can have like healthier sort of relationship. And it's been great. It's actually been great. We just go around the neighborhood with my oldest yesterday, and he took me to this place where I forgot about that, but it was really nice and unique and just like in the woods. And he was constantly looking. He's really interested into crystals and things that you can find in the dirt if you dig for it. Sorry, but you know, he likes crystals and stuff like that. And he's always on the lookout to find something like precious, something cool. Oh, it's getting hot. And then because my middle guy from the oldest three is kind of like, at that point he thinks, oh, not me today. So I was like, let's take him out. And I was asking my oldest to just grab him and tell him to come. So he took me through the secret little paths that exist between fields and houses, how they come home from school, because they walk through teeny paths between the fields that people make like cement kind of little walking alleys. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, sometimes there's like the ditch. You know, in Japan everything is ditches, right? Like irrigation system. This is a ditch, and on this side there's a ditch too. And sometimes between that and that you can walk there, yeah, on the narrow thing. So they do walk, and I was like, how do you balance with your huge heavy backpack that has guaranteed 6 years to survive elementary school? And they're like, it's easy. But then, again, I was a little kid too once, so I did the same sort of stuff too. But like, it's an adventure, so he showed me the adventure they have every day. Maybe not every day, but sometimes, when they feel like, they just go and do something different for a change. So he shared it with me, so I was like, oh, it's fun. It's like, I think in order to connect with a kid, one really, really good person back in Belfast when we lived there for a year, he said something when my firstborn was a baby, like a few months baby, when like crawling around the house of somebody's house we were visiting, I don't remember. But he was pretty tall and skinny guy, so a father of I don't know how many, but he went down on the floor on his knees like my baby, and he said, sometimes you have to go down on their level. And he just started laughing and making funny faces with him, and then my kid let because he was just really happy to see somebody down there. Because when you're a kid, you see everybody from down up, and they look tall and big and always busy, and nobody pays attention on you. But like when somebody gets down, so the baby can see your face and your emotions on your face, and like the warmth, and they can see literally your aura around you, and like they can feel the warmth coming from you, and if you're happy and if you want to play with them, so that's not only with babies. I think sometimes just have to get down to their level, and first grader level, second grader level, like 5-year-old level, and play with them. And it's fun. I think they really appreciate it. So I decided to do that. Life is too short to be busy about dishes and stuff. So I try to do everything possible to be done with the dinners nowadays, like in the afternoon, so it's ready when they come home. I can go out for a walk with them, even if it's just 5-10 minutes, that's fine. We exchange information, we spend time together, and I think that's the key of a healthy relationship. So it's been only 2 days though, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. That doesn't mean that when they come home they're like all angelic faces, and no, they still fight with each other. Last night I still had to raise my voice after I walked with them and before dinner, but that's fine. And we tried a new recipe yesterday. I was excited about that too. It turned out okay. It was like no mind-blowing, but it was something new, just fun. And yeah, and when the weather is really nice, it helps. That saying, feeling under the weather, is a real thing, you guys. Like, if it's a dark, cloudy, rainy kind of cold and windy kind of day, I don't even want to show my nose outside the door. I have to keep the little ones, those beauties, indoors. But yesterday I just put them in the car and they were fine. They just chilled and slept and took a nap, and I don't know. When you're a mom, you know better. You kind of like figure out intuitively what is the best, not for yourself, of course, but for what works the best for the house and the kids. And I've already learned a long time ago that once you have kids, your life is over pretty much. No, not like over. What I mean is like your life as of what you used to like and do is over. I don't know, I admire those moms who actually can do it. And I see on the internet sometimes those sponsored videos of somebody sitting in front of the camera speaking about how successful they became in their whatever career they built. And then there's this lady, like a therapist, I guess. I don't know what kind of therapist, like physical therapist, mental therapist, I don't know. But she was saying how some people say, well, if you want to build a career, you cannot really have kids, and if you have kids, you just abandon all your career wishes, wants. So, but that's not true. It's possible to do both. I have a really successful career, and I was my kids every sports game, every recital, everything. She was there for them. And then she was like, and I'm a therapist, so every mom should become a therapist. I'm like, are you serious? Are you seriously, like, I don't know. I mean, it's okay, it works for you, but it doesn't mean like all of us are like the same mindset like you. Anyways, I just thought that was really like biased and whatever, of course it's biased. I read the work for, I don't know, I like everything Disney, so I mean that was my dream actually. My goal was to do internship with Disney because I was doing hospital and tourism management in Hawaii. That's what I studied, and that's what I studied back home before I transferred, because I transferred credits and stuff. So anyways, and then I see my kids now loving it, and it's just fun. But that's long gone thing, I guess. Now I just raised my 5 kids in a foreign country, and that's fine. You know what you guys don't understand? There are a lot of things I really don't understand in Japan. There are a lot of things that don't make sense logically in my head how things work. And of course, people in the general level try to do their best and to make things work for everybody. That's a good thing, right? Sure, it is a good thing, and everybody tries to be peaceful and avoid all sorts of conflict or bad feelings and smiles, but it just piles up inside of you instead of taking it out. I guess they take it out by going to drink as a whole company thing. I'm just gonna turn around. This is like really nice quiet road between fields. As you can see, there's some more. What is this, like I think it's still broccoli, and this one I don't know what it is, but it's something. Anyways, so I understand that part. People talking about Olympic Games, are they gonna happen or not? And now there's like this sexist issue about some grandpa sits. I just read on the news. I just don't even bother reading. I just read titles, and he was saying something about how ladies talk too much or sleep too. I don't know, what was he saying? I don't even remember. Anyway, so people are like on the edge with like those stupid Olympic Games, if they're gonna happen or not, as if this world is flourishing now. Everybody's fighting for immunizations and how many they have been delivered, like 10 millions of blah blah blah. Which one is effective, what is not. Japan is waiting. They're gonna import them summertime probably, and then they're gonna start studying it, if what are the side effects, if any. And I think in the UK they distribute them to people over 50 first, and then there's some volunteers who do certain things, because that thing mutates too now. So like the influenza has type A and type B. I don't know in other countries, but here in Japan it's A and B. So like things like that, like foreigners here just start thinking, what are those people doing here? Like, why, if you think from the perspective of a human being as a whole, like it's a good thing. Like my auntie, for example, who is back in Bulgaria, she said it's a good thing that in Japan they wait and then they want to study it. She said she's a doctor too, so she says that's a good thing, that's a smart move. But then they didn't really do anything to prevent from the spreading. In meantime, everything is back to normal. Like those trains in the big cities are full of people, like it's just amusement parks are open, like Disneyland, everything is opened, and it's just incredibly hard to balance. And so I get that, and I also get the fact that there will be always things that I don't agree with, because I'm just not born and raised here, and to some extent a lot of things remind me of how everything is set. It's like when there was communism in Bulgaria. But seriously guys, I remember communism very well, because it was actually I was a first grader or first grader in elementary school when finally finished 45 years of communism finished, and so people were happy, democracy, blah blah blah. But I remember uniform, I remember memorizing things, I remember being nationalist, I remember all those things that I see now my kids doing. I've done it in my first grade, and then everything changed afterwards. Like we could go to school with any clothes we wanted to, and it was awesome. I was like, yay. By the way, in this prefecture here, and along with I think the whole island here, maybe, I'm not sure, they're required to wear uniforms at school. In other parts of Japan, not really. So my friends, when they teach English here and they move to a bigger city, obviously, because here is like in the middle of nowhere, they get shocked, because they go to the school and then the kids are like all dressed up with whatever clothes, and they're like, wow, it's so cool. And I'm like, right? I mean, I can only imagine how happy my kids will be like to go to school with, like, it doesn't have to be something fancy, it's just like normal comfortable clothes, not those stupid uniforms I have to wash every Friday and get ready everything for Monday. It's just ironing and everything is just insane. And those uniform shops, they make loads of money, because just the suit jacket of that thing is like over $200. I mean, you can just imagine, it's just crazy. And then the shorts are, I don't know how much, but like my boys don't wear shorts, they wear the long ones, and they're like probably double, I don't know. But that's that. Like, but when I go to a personal level, I don't really know much, because people shut down to that level. They're friendly to you to some extent, but once you start asking them about their personal life or anything, they just drop down and change the topic. And it's really interesting. Like, I've tried to do that with acquaintances at school, with teachers, and because they want to know everything about me, but they don't share with anything about themselves. And I was like, well, that's fine, but that's not how it works in Europe. Like, if you're good friends with somebody, or if you're friends with somebody, you at least know, I don't know, their favorite dessert or color, or at home what's the struggles with the kid. Like, we share, what did you cook for dinner last night, or something like that. And I don't know, just on personal level things. So there's not that if you're a foreigner. Like, they among themselves, they talk, but and then that wall, invisible wall, it's always gonna be there, and I'm okay with that. But on personal level, when it comes to the point where you're the foreign wife, so you shouldn't know much about how things, like, I'll do it, don't worry about it, I'll just do everything so you don't have to worry about it, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like that. It's like, you don't get involved into family anything, and then you don't get to voice your opinion about anything, and you just feel like, what the heck? Am I your prisoner here? Am I your servant here? Like, what am I here? Like, what am I doing here? Like, raising your kids, your pride, your posterity, and that's it? Like, I don't get to do anything that I enjoy or I like? Well, you have to communicate. I've been trying for freaking years to communicate in a nice voice and not in a not so nice voice, and that didn't work. So communication for me is like down the drain. It's gone, no desire, and so I have to figure out a way, how can I balance life that I could possibly enjoy for a little bit, and still cope with the fact that I'm the nobody there, and they are the, when I say they, is like, I'll just say Raymond and his parents. And then Raymond definitely chose in this situation, it's not like in the TV show, Raymond, chooses always his household and his wife. No, in this situation, this Raymond doesn't do that. It's just, it's like, I would take the decisions, I'll take care of the family, I'll do everything. You don't have to worry about anything. But then you just, what are you doing then? What am I doing then? What am I here for? I don't get it. Like, there are so many things I don't get. How are you okay with the fact that I haven't been having any desire to even talk to you about anything besides the kids? The kids are a common topic that we have to communicate about. But how are you okay with the fact? How do you live with yourself knowing that your wife doesn't even want to talk to you, and you're okay with that, and you keep going with everyday work, and the kids dropping to piano lessons and stuff like that? It's just that's fine. Everything is just fine. How is that okay? I don't get it. It's like, grown-up people talk. They sit down and they figure out the differences, and they find a way that works for both of them. No one of them saying okay and bowing the head, and the other one taking all the decisions. That's insane, you guys. That's slavery. Modern day slavery. Definitely. And I get to the point where like I started putting the pieces together, like things start making sense to me. Like I've been lied this whole entire time, like every year after every year after every year. When are we gonna get out of here? When are we gonna get out of here? Well, we need money, right? Everybody needs money to move, right? Everybody needs money to move and start all over again somewhere else. Everybody does. But guess what? You wait and you wait and you wait and you wait and nothing happens. And that's because, again, one person doesn't have the desire to do so. And then the other has to live with that. Now that's called really, really, really wonderful marital relationship, right? It's like, I don't know, it's like in the Old Testament, I feel like. The man decides what should be done for the household, what's the best. And then everybody follows. No questions asked. It's just, that's how it's gonna be. Excuse me? What century is that? Before Christ? BC? Oh my gosh, it's just... And then I have to live with that and be smiling and take care of my kids on the top of that. Because that's the best, right? I'm okay with a grumpy wife. I'm okay with, I'm making money here. I'm feeling comfortable here. I have my name and my reputation is building now here. That's great. Great for you. It works really perfectly. Find yourself a Japanese wife, would you? Because I'm done. Just seriously. And how are you okay with the fact that I don't even have any desire to talk to your parents either? Because they're so fed up and so amazed and so shocked of how my kids are so misbehaving. And that's not just the only thing. Oh my gosh, looking back, I really hate digging back and thinking about stuff that irritated me before. But the more I think about it, the more things start making sense to me. Nobody's perfect. I know that. Everybody has those days when they just don't want to see a thing. They don't want to see a rascal rascaling around their house. I get it. But there are so many things, you guys. I mean, there are so many things, so many red flags along the way that, and behind this niceness, behind this, I don't know how to say it. Behind this niceness and this stimuli of how wonderful, you're doing great, I'm here to help you. Everything that has been done, that looks so nice and wonderful, has been not for me. It was for their son, so he can have a happy wife, so they can be here because he's the firstborn. And I am just having enough of it. By now, I cannot, you keep it, you write, you make videos, you just vent, but then at the end it's just nothing. It just feels the same way, going on and on and on and on, and I think I have enough of it. And so obviously there something has to be done here. Obviously something has to be done. And if not, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna do anything stupid, but in my very low days, I've thought about that. I've thought about just finishing it all for once and for all. Just no desire to keep another day here. To just keep going and just want to finish it. Want to be done with it. This life is just not worth it. This is nothing is normal here. Nothing makes sense. And I am just amazed how they can keep going. Everything is normal, everything is fine. I cannot understand how people can be so cold, so, hiding everything underneath, like burying everything, all emotions and everything that is not okay. They bury it. They just hide it under the rug. And that's it. Keep going. I cannot deal with that. Not another day, not another month, not another year. Can't. I just can't do it. How are you okay with just living like that? I just don't get it. It's really comical, actually, if you think about it, you guys. So just imagine two adults, one full-time taking care of twins at home and chores and stuff like that. That's normal, right? And the other just showing up in the house at random times to just check on the other kids if they've done their homeworks, and if not, yelling. And just two adults that are, one especially very, very learned, very, very educated with PhD even. The other, she just went through her bachelor and that's it. Who cares, right? Who cares? And just imagine two those people just raising 5 kids in complete, like, it's like you take 2 random people from the street and you put them together in a house to take care of kids, and that's what they would do. They would just take care of the kids, and that's it. That's how it is. I cannot explain it any better than that. And the worst part is, like, I don't really care either. I used to be supportive. I used to love and trust. But I used to say I love you. I used to a lot, and not much came back. And I'm sorry if people don't express their feelings with words. I'm sorry. You have to adjust to that. I'm sorry. That's how it is in my world where I come from. We say to people that we love them. And so I tell my kids I love them every day. Many times. And I hug and I kiss them because that's how we show our affection. And so on the contrary, I've been told I don't love you. I've been told that. I've been told to suck it up. And I've been told to pack up my stuff and go. When I was pregnant with the baby I didn't know about. That was like, there were so many flags there too of the pregnancy, and I totally ignored everything. And that disbalance of hormones, and that my attitudes were going crazy, and I didn't know why. And I was weighing more and more and heavier, and I was getting hungry at school more, and I didn't know why. Oh gosh, so stupid. And caught a cold and went to a doctor, and he said, "Are you pregnant?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" But I didn't pay attention to that either. He's stupid. I'm not gonna go ever back to him. But that's when I was told that I should just pack up my stuff and go, and the kids will come with me, and how much they're gonna be missed here. So he should spend more time with them before we go. And then I lost the baby, and probably would thrive if I knew about its existence and care it. I don't know, like, when I start thinking about that what if, that doesn't help anything. Somebody was explaining it to me online. Somebody was explaining it really well about when you start thinking about the past and what would happen if you did this or you didn't do that. Yeah, those are not going to good place things to do. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't think like, oh, I shouldn't do that, or if I did that, what would happen. Don't do that to yourself. That doesn't do anything. And it doesn't matter. You cannot really change the past anyways. We all know that. But when you think about it though, the past is what have created the you now. The past has made you stronger in many ways and just taken away from you a lot too. So they say you cannot change the past, but you can learn from it. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any way out of it. Except really packing up and leaving with the kids. Not just for a visit back home, or just to stay. I've been always thinking, I don't like this in Japan, I don't like that in Japan. But there are actually a lot of things that I like too. And I do like this nature, I do. This is what actually keeps me sane. You want to see somebody's laundry, it's really funny. It's like just hanging there outside. That's how it is. I think, and I thought about that, like in the situation where, and that's what if, right? Because I've seen other families, both of them being foreigners living here. It becomes hard on both of them. At some point, they face challenges, so they get help from Japanese people who know English. So that's fine, when you struggle together, when you have the same common denominator, it's easier it actually brings people together, extreme situations or difficulties or dangerous situations, those bring people together emotionally, and good memories for the future to laugh at. But if I had say a Bulgarian husband or an English speaking husband or whatever, and we both are foreigners to this country, first of all, we wouldn't live here for a long time, to begin with, knowing myself. And second, it would be most likely keeping us closer. But when the situation is one spouse is from this country, it doesn't matter if it's the male or the female, you guys. The couple always ends up in Japan. I don't know why. And I don't know how that's fair even. Yes, Japan is an advanced country and it's one of the first in the world, right? My country is not. My country is not third world, but my country is how do you call it? Still developing country. We're an agricultural country, so, and I'm fine with that. It's, there's lots of mafia, there's lots of corruption, there's lots of stupid politicians. I'm not going to even go there. But people when they get together, they just have this same goal and they struggle together towards it, or they just have the goal together. And no matter how hard it is, or in the good and the bad, they're together. But it's not just me. It's there are so many people who are married to a Japanese here, and they just struggle. Even if you know Japanese, even if you don't, it's just a complete different lifestyle and complete different mindset. And yeah, everything's organized, there's no trash on the roads, and there's safety. You can leave your car unlocked at night. That's fine. I can live without that. But see, that's the thing. When you're born and raised in Japan and everything has been done for you, and there are channels that you follow instructions, and just like in the Lego movie Emmett and his world there, yeah, when you do that, then everywhere you go outside of this place, like my bosses used to say as a joke in training meetings for work, they will say, in Japan, there are two things. There are two worlds existing. Japan, their country, and the land outside of Japan. Doesn't matter the name of the countries around it. It's Japan and the country of non-Japan. That's what they were saying. And I was like, what are you talking about? But then I'm like, yeah, oh my gosh, you're so right. I've seen that in the mindset of the kids at school. Like, you ask them, where do you want to go? Listen, and they will be like, Japan. I'm like, well, besides Japan, do you want to go some people will say, what's in the textbook, like Egypt, Italy, France, Brazil, whatever. But just every once in a while, a little kid, like the most unnoticeable little person in the corner of the room will say, I want to go to Ukraine, for example. I was like, well, go for it, or I want to go to, I don't know, Bolivia or Argentina because I like soccer. That's wonderful. It's not in the textbook. It's not Japan. You go for it. It's good. It's good for you. Open your eyes. See that there is so much more besides this place. And I know in a way lots of American people are the same because their country is so vast. Maybe Canadians too, I don't know. Maybe Russians too, I don't know. Like, the land is so vast. You don't have the chance to travel all your country and get to know everything and the history behind it, and just, it's fun, right? But then you forget that there is so much more outside of the world besides your own country. So I get that, but here it's just like nationalism to the core. It's like, wow. And I have to admit, like, when I hear my national anthem, there's something here that, I don't know, something happens inside here. Like, yeah, I know, I'm a Bulgarian. I always will be one, and I love that. There is something that happens in there. So they keep that fire on through education, through everything. And that's fine. But please, don't go and marry somebody outside of your country. Please don't do that. Don't ruin that person's life. Please don't. Just stay with your own people and marry your own people and live with your own ways. And please, just do that. I completely understand now those extreme politicians that have those cars around the city sometimes, and they just play, especially on Sundays. I've noticed on Sundays they have those cars with speakers on the loudspeakers on the top, and they just play like traditional hardcore old Japanese folklore music. Those people, they don't want foreigners. Every time I just want to go and yell at them, yeah, me neither, I don't want to be here either, so please deport me if you want to. Seriously. But yeah, so what I'm saying is it's just very interesting phenomena. I've noticed that those who tend to thrive here that are foreigners for me are the British people. I don't know why. They just go with it. They're okay with that. Male and female both. They marry a Japanese lady or a Japanese guy and they just stay here. I don't know what is with that, but I know British, that's for sure. So, anyways. That's a big truck. Dang, it feels good to vent, seriously. Just when you keep it in, it just burns you out. And when you say it out loud, it just sounds like it feels better somehow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload that video or not, but just talking to the phone sure makes me feel better. Doesn't change anything, but it makes me see things clearer or make sense of things when they don't. It's just not fair, you guys. How can a relationship continue or prosper or survive if one of the spouses lives on the back of the other, kind of? No, that doesn't sound right. That's Bulgarian saying. One is comfortable with lifestyle and everything, and the other constantly to be on the edge, on the toes, and struggle really with what to say, how to act. I just, I'm not one of those people that I overthink sometimes things. I'm like that. I just think a lot, and that's one of my weaknesses. Some people just take it easy, that's why I like Polynesian people. In Hawaii was just so much fun. Like, people don't even think much. No, they don't. It's not that they don't think, it's just they're just going with the flow, and it creates this atmosphere of chill. I like it. And here is just so tense. Everything has to be like bowing, constant bowing, and constant kindness, and constant. I mean, don't you sometimes want to go and blow up something? I mean, for me, it's like breaking pots. Because when you cannot hold it anymore, you just, I don't know. I broke a lot of pots from the grandma that used to live in that house before. Can't do anything about it. Just did it. And then when my kids get angry and start breaking things, I kind of understand them. Like, I definitely understand them, because I've been there. I know how it feels. So I've been saying it as a joke, but I would really appreciate if I had a sandbag. I don't even need gloves. No gloves. I don't need them. Just gonna break my knuckles there, but I'll do it. And if I have it, probably I'll be using it every day. I think that's why working out helped a lot, actually, to keep emotions at the bay. Because when you constantly live in a place where you don't feel comfortable, where you feel absolutely neglected, and your opinion means nothing to anybody. I mean, even at the workplace, it was like that. They trained us well. You don't push your opinion. You just can't. The slightest mistake, the slightest something wrong you say, they just lose their trust in you, and they just kind of push you on the side, which is fine with me. But I did try my best at work, and I love the kids, so that was that. It's dry, you guys, and I didn't bring water. So, wow, 42 minutes. Sorry about that. It's a long video. Again, not sure if I'm gonna put that thing on or not. But yeah. And please, if you feel the same way, whatever you are in the world, just reach out. I'm here. I know how you feel. Been there, done that. Still surviving it. But I can see it's towards the end of my limit of patience. And so there's only one way out of it. I don't see anything else. It's just I pack up all my stuff and leave. There's no way out of it. It's not fair to feel trapped and limited and alone for so long. It's just not fair. It's not fair at all. It's like I cannot freaking have friends here with, I cannot be friends with the moms of those friends of my kids. I wish I could, but and even if I knew Japanese, even if I knew it, I don't think that would be helpful, because I just don't look like one of them, and that puts pressure on them, and they're just shy people, and they just try to avoid you in the trains, on the street. Just those cute, sweet grandmas. They obviously like to see the babies, so they're really cute, and everybody wants to see them, so they make a small talk with me. But besides that, I don't know what was I thinking, but it's done. Yeah, so please know you're not alone out there. All right. Stay warm, stay away from COVID. Get your immunization if you want to, if you have to. Don't know any more about that either. But if that's the condition that I have to do to go to my country, I'll do that. Hate needles, but oh well. Sometimes I was even thinking, I just want to get the corona and not make it. I don't want to survive it. I'm just pointless. But whatever. When you put your life in the hands of the Lord, He knows better than you what's the best for you and what you have to go through to shape you in a way that He wants you to become hereafter. So, okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.